Okay, I set up the mobile office for you. This is a laptop computer, a tablet. I've got a Wi-Fi hotspot, a phone, which can also be a Wi-Fi hotspot. I've got, now to run this, the reason I set this up is to demonstrate. I'm using an inverter, this little inverter. I have the power brick for the computer plugged into this thing, and this takes 12 volt DC, which is coming from the trailer via an extension cord. I've got it plugged into the trailer. It's bringing over 12 volt and it's converting it to 120 AC. It's converting the voltage to 120 AC so I can plug this in. This little gizmo is stepping it down to 19 volts DC for the computer to charge with, and that's how this thing works. So what I'm going to do now, when it does this, this is very inefficient. There's losses in this inverter, converting 12 volt DC to 120 AC. There's big losses. You can do the conversion of watts and you can calculate how much you lose. So the reason that I want to show you this is there's a better way to do this. What I do is take this out of the loop, get rid of this inverter, and use an auto hookup for this charger. I had to find one that matched this computer, puts out 4 amps, 5 amps, and this is it. Now this is going to go DC to DC, and it's going to connect into the computer. Okay, I hooked it up. Rather than run this AC contraption, I should use a tripod. Rather than run this AC contraption and convert DC to AC and then back to DC, which is very lossy, I'm just using this 12 volt plug-in to like a cigarette lighter on a car adapter. And this one is specifically for this computer. It puts out enough amperage that I need. Now, the reason for this is it has a lot of loss. In order to charge this computer, this would draw, using this AC gizmo and this would draw 7 amps an hour out of the trailer battery. That's a heavy load. This one draws 4 amps because it doesn't have all that conversion. So it's much more efficient. So for somebody who wants to be off-grid and is looking to save energy, you definitely want to stay DC to DC where possible. It's much more efficient in my case. Here, I've measured this, and I've got the numbers to back this up. So if you are looking to do bill pay and all that other good stuff you want to do on the road, you may want to consider checking out your efficiency on your setup. Now, if I'm driving and I want to use the inverter, not a problem. You have unlimited energy in the car when you're driving. If I'm going to go somewhere and I've got an hour or two drive, I can plug in the laptop and completely charge it. So my message here is that I prefer the DC to DC. Of course, in the car you don't need you can use this in the car too. Once you have this little gizmo, you don't need that. But for my electric shaver and my water pick, I need this this little inverter, and those are very light draw devices. They only draw about 1 amp each. You know, I use the electric shaver for 5-10 minutes, not even that, and it doesn't draw very much energy when you consider it overall. So inverters are fine. You can set them up to work fine. You can get real big ones. This one's only about $20 on Amazon or eBay. Dirt cheap. It can produce 150 watts of power, which is about 1 amp. It's not much. 1 1/4, 1.5 amps. Not much. You go more than that and you'll blow the fuse in here, and then this is a brick. You have to replace the fuse inside of it, and it's a soldering job. You may as well buy another one for $20. So hunt around for a DC to DC connection for your devices, and you'll do better than DC to AC to DC.